Hello, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for joining me today. Today I have been heavily inspired by Allison from Words and Pictures. She just recently uploaded five videos, 4 or 5 videos, doing a tag book, a concertina tag book. And I thought using the new Graphic 45 and Spellbinders Wizard of Oz collection would make a fabulous tag book. So that's what I'm going to get started on today. So these are the better press plates that I'm going to be using. There's Dorothy and the Witches, and then the Tin Man, the Lion, and the Scarecrow. And those again are better press plates with the coordinating dies. But to start on the tags, I wanted to add just a bit of color, and I'm going to be collaging on top. So I wanted to do something that wasn't water reactive. So I got some of these Mattints. This is the first time using these. I've done a few tags just to kind of try it out, and so far I'm really impressed with these. They look like they'd be very vibrant, darker colors, like this one, the Mojito. That looks like a straight neon, yummy, vibrant green, which is perfect for the Wicked Witch, but it actually comes out. It's a lighter shade of this. It's more translucent. So they're really fun. I'll show you. But what I'm going to do is just color this tag a little bit with this one. This is the Squeezed, which is the orange. And I'm just going to brayer that out on my gel plate. Whenever I brayer with paint, I do like to start on my gel plate. So I'm just going to brayer that out. And then I'm just going to messy brayer it on the tag. And you see how it's just a light version of what you see in the bottle. It's really, really quite nice. And then, of course, you can layer these if you want a darker color. And then since they are an acrylic paint, they're not going to be water reactive, which is what I wanted for this project. So I'm just going to add a little bit more here. And I want this to be uneven. So I'm not concerned about full coverage here. And these tags are just some watercolor paper that I die cut using one of the Tim Holtz die sets. I can't think of the name of it off the top of my head, so I'll make sure to leave that in the description box. So I'm just going to add a piece of paper real quick to my gel plate to clean up that extra. That can dry in there, it's fine. And I wanted to show you the rest of the tags. So this is the Mojito. This is that really vibrant green. It looks vibrant in the bottle, but you can see the difference here. It's so cool. And then this is the pink. It's actually literally called the pink. And then this one is the blue, which is called Dragonfly. And then this one is Fern. And then this one is Shadow. Okay, so for the next step, I wanted to add some tissue paper on. This is the script printed tissue paper from PaperArtsy. And this is just half of one sheet. You get 4 big sheets of printed tissue paper. And again, this all has the script on it. But I'm going to turn it over here because I'm thinking since I'm doing so many tags, it'd be easier just to put the collage medium on the tag and then stick it on here. That's what I'm thinking. So I'm just going to use the collage medium from the Distress line from Tim Holtz. I'm just going to move this out of the way a little bit so y'all can see what I'm doing, which really pretty simple. I'm just covering the front of the tag with the collage medium. Yes, you're probably going to get messy, but that's okay. Sign of a good time. And then I'm just going to add it onto the tissue paper and just kind of press it down just to make sure it adheres. There we go. And then I'm going to grab another tag. And wipe this up a little bit. I don't like when I get collage medium and stuff on the back of my projects, so. And again, add a good layer. I think I want all of that on this one. So I'm just going to continue doing that for the rest of the tags, and then I'll come back for the next step. Okay, so everything is dry now, and I removed the excess tissue paper, and then I just dry brushed a little bit of white gesso on top, just to kind of send the text into the background a little bit more. And I have this stamp set from Allison. This is the Poppies stamp set, the Summer Poppies edition. It's EAB 48 from PaperArtsy. And I thought since this is a Wizard of Oz theme, the poppies would go great with those. So I'm just going to stamp these on the background, and I'm going to do that in the VersaFine Clair Morning Mist, which is a gray ink. So I'm just going to put the tag in my Misty. Just so I can kind of get a layout of what I want to do as far as the stamping goes. And I think for this one, I'm going to do one here, and then one kind of coming down from the top. And there's 4 different poppies in this set. There we go. That looks good. I'm not concerned that it's not perfect. I want these to be kind of more of a background, just visual texture type situation. So I'm going to remove that. Careful not to touch the ink, because since this is a pigment ink, it takes a little bit longer to dry. For the next one, I think I'm going to do kind of, well, let's do one from the bottom side here. And then we'll do this one, even though it's got a stem on it, just kind of from the top side there. I want them all to look a little bit different, but still similar since they have the poppy stamped in the gray. Ooh. Okay, good thing I don't want to stamp that again. And then I like to wipe off the extra ink on my mat, just because I can't tell you how many times I've stuck something down to that mat in wet ink. And then, yeah, I end up with ink everywhere. And then the green one, let's do this one off to the side. And then I kind of like this one up. Let's do it like that. Just so that the stem's actually in the Misty. Which I could pull out my other stamp tool and do it the way I originally had it, but I'm not worried about it. Here we go. I like that. So I'm going to let these dry. It'll probably be overnight because it's kind of getting a little bit late here. And then I will come back and I will show you the next step. Okay, so everything is dry now. One thing that I did notice, and I'm not sure if it's the gesso or the tissue paper, but my ink kind of wicked a little bit, which I'm totally okay with for this project. But I will keep that in mind in the future. I may try an archival ink over the tissue paper versus the Nocturne, or not Nocturne, the VersaFine Clair Morning Mist ink. But for the next step, I'm going to add some stenciling. I wanted to kind of bring in the visual of the yellow brick road without it actually being yellow. So I'm going to stencil with the stencil. This is from Hero Arts, and just some white texture paste. This is why I wanted to do the background with something that wasn't water reactive, because I didn't want the texture paste to pick up any of the color. And I'm just going to do this in random spots on all of the tags. Ooh, my texture paste is dry. Okay. Let me see. I might have another one. Okay, let's try this one. This is the Sizzix Dimensional Paste, which is similar. Okay, that one's still good. It's getting dry though. Reminder to use your pastes. Don't hoard them. Okay, so I'm just going to line that up so it's straight-ish, and I'm going to try and avoid where I stamped. And since I'm doing so many, this is probably going to get a little messy, which is fine. And then with avoiding where I stamped, it'll be easy for me to make sure they're all just slightly different. Okay, so I'm going to let those dry and then I will be back for the decorating. I may cut the video here and post this one and do the decorating in a second video just so this video is not really long, but we'll see. I'm not sure how long I've recorded at this point, so I'll either see you back in a sec or in the next video. Okay, so I went ahead and just decorated everything off camera, but I'll go through what I did. They're all similar, as in they have similar elements, but they're just slightly different. So for the scarecrow, for all of them, I just better pressed them in black and then just left it black and white. For these tags, I wanted the color to just be on the background, so all of the embellishments are black and white. And then this little strip here, I use the embossing folder, which I'm not entirely sure where it is to let you know the name of it, but I will have all these products linked down below. So what I did is I just embossed it on some white paper, and I inked the embossing folder with some hickory smoke Distress Oxide ink. And then there's just a piece of black lace in the background, and then a few little embellishments. And then up at the top, this is just some crinkle ribbon that I colored in Hickory Smoke and Lost Shadow, and then just a piece of black tulle. That's what that's called. So you can see here, that's essentially what I did with all of them. I'll show you them kind of close up here. And of course, I will have photos of each of them on my Instagram, which that will also be linked down below. And I've decided that I'm not going to actually put these in a book. The main reason why is with the lion, his tail and some of his fur kind of hang off the side of the tag, and I didn't want to cut that off in order to put it in a book. So I'm just going to leave them as loose tags and just hang them on my wall in my craft room, and I'll get to enjoy them for a while. But thank you so much for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please do like the video and consider subscribing to the channel. Again, affiliate links will be down below. If you choose to shop through those links, it does help support the channel, and I do greatly appreciate it. And I hope to see you in the next one.